even if I change to this way of eating now, there's a lot of stuff still in there that's been in there for years, decades probably. Would you all agree? Yep. And so the first thing you want to do is get that stuff out as quick as you can. And the body has an amazing ability to do that. And the way it does it is through excreting. So it'll do it out the front. It'll do it through our skin. It'll do it through our back end. It'll do it through our filtration organs. 80% of digestion, or 80% of your body's energy each day is used for digestion. So as soon as you stop eating, you have 80% energy to start getting the garbage out. Plus, you're not putting stuff in at the same time. So what am I suggesting here? A detox, a juice fast, some kind of cleanse. Now, is it going to be pleasant? Most likely not. Because stuff is going to go from in here out there, right? And whenever you vomit or you have diarrhea or you have sweating or you run a temperature, you're almost asking your body to go into that state for the sake of getting the stuff out. So I was saying is better out than in. Now you can drag this out over a long period of time, or you can just say, no, I'm just going to get stuck into it for 10 days and I'm going to clear it out. There's a whole bunch of things you can do to aid that. The first is you want to, where possible, not stimulate digestion. So I'm going to go from a hardcore end, which would be all you're going to have is juices, not even smoothies, okay? Just pure juices. And you do that for a period of anywhere from 5 to 40 days, okay? Let's not go for 40 at this stage. Now, the next step up from that is you would maybe just go raw. Maybe you would just go green smoothies would be the next step up. The next step up would be raw. The next step up would be just lightly steamed, so soups and broths and salads, that kind of thing. Right through, you might just go, well, I'm just not going to have meat and dairy. So there's a whole bunch of phases that you can step into this. Obviously, the more committed you are, the quicker the process, the better results, and then you can get on with it. The ways you can aid this, taking a detox formula. So there's certain herbs that will stimulate your organs to excrete and expel these things. We have it here. We've spoken about it at other varying places, but it's a formula. One is you take a particular type of herb. Your body will start giving you responses, as in you'll start doing a certain number of number twos. Once you get to that, then you add the second herb, and it'll have all sorts of different clays that pass through your body. And these clays are designed to absorb toxins. So they can hold like 10, 20, 30 times their weight in toxicity. And these clays will pass through your body and literally just mop the stuff out and pass it out the back. Pretty cool conversation for lunch, isn't it? So I suggest that's your starting point. Now, it mightn't be right now to do it, but you really want to plot that somewhere in the next 3 months that I'm going to do a detox. I'm going to do some kind of cleanse. The other thing you can do along with that is put on foot patches. Okay, so some of the biggest pores in our body are in our feet, plus gravity tends to take the toxins down. And so these herbs will literally go onto your feet at night time and they'll suck them out. Who's done this before? How disgusting is it the next morning? People like haven't smoked in a decade and they smell cigarette smoke. Yeah. And it'll just go on and on. You might have them on every night of the 5 days as well, and you'll see them get clearer, clearer, clearer. You can do lymphocyzing. So you're going to take a body brush and you're going to brush all of the lymph back towards your heart. I suggest in some form you do some kind of detox, because it's just going to accelerate the process of getting the garbage out. Now we're ready, we've got a clean slate. Then you're just going to start applying the principles we spoke about today. You're going to not put toxins in, you're just going to add pure, clean nutrients. Now, you're going to be able to do that all of the time. I don't. I just choose not to. I like pizza. All right? Proper, gourmet, you know, the whole dripping cheese with prawns. Prawns are one of the worst things you could put in your body. All right? They're cockroaches of the ocean, you understand? They go along and they just clean up all the bottom, all the crap. But I love them. And so there's a rule to this. It's called 80-20. You're going to do the right thing 80% of the time. 20% of the time, have your wine, have your beer, have your whatever your thing is. Does that make sense? So I don't want you leaving here going, oh my gosh, does that make sense, everyone? You're all cool with that? So what we'd typically do is that equates to maybe 1 or 2 meals a week. So we might go out on a date night, like on a Friday night, and no holds barred. Do whatever you want. Okay, we might have a breakfast somewhere, whatever. Usually when you eat out, because then there's just, you know, you can get whatever you like, or all cool with that?
If I'm going to eat out, I'm going to eat out. So I'm not going to have something that I can't have at home, that I can have at home. So we'll often, like, we might go to Mario's and have like Anthony will have a seafood pizza and pasta, whatever. Like, we don't go with that. So.
You can tell some stories real quick.
So that is a picture of what has left someone's body after doing a colonic. A colonic is where filtered water enters the body through the colon, and then it flushes everything out. So you can probably skip to the next slide now. But basically, look at that. So you know how we see men with these big bellies? That's not fat.
It's not a baby, is it?
It's not a baby either. So your colon is around that big in diameter, a healthy colon. Now, the more undigested food, waste, toxins, crap you put in your body, the colon will grow in size because it's a muscle just like anything else. So they've done autopsies of people where they've got like what's called megacolon. Their colon will get bigger and bigger and bigger, which is what has happened to this guy. So the beer bellies that you see often in a lot of men, that's not fat, that's their colon. They've got that much stuff in their body. So, like, and it can cause so many different health issues. If you've got that sitting there, so Anthony's probably already said, the average person has anything from 2 to 6 kilos of undigested food, especially if you've eaten meat and dairy in your life. Doesn't matter if you stop doing it. It's like Anthony was saying, if you choose to stop doing things and you've made a great lifestyle change or whatever, if you haven't cleansed out what you've done in the past, it's still going to be there. It's still going to be affecting you. So really, really important to cleanse the body. And like I said, cleansing for you could just be just eating like vegetarian for a period of time. Maybe you want to go all out and juice, but really give your body the time to do that. You know, it just kicked into spring, perfect time of the year to do it, just as summer is around the corner. So. And
then make it habitual, you know?
Yeah.
And so even if, let's say once a quarter, you just didn't eat for a day. You just gave your body a day to rest and cleanse, and you just had water. You'll feel like your throat's been cut by 6 p.m, but just go to bed and rest, and then you'll pay dividends for that. Because if you want to invest into your health ahead of time, not as a result of...
Crisis.
Yeah.
Do you notice your skin starts to feel amazing, your eyes will just become clearer, your breath, you know, if you have bad breath or BO, it's because you're toxic. So, you know, think about doing a cleanse, seriously. Your body's trying to get stuff out, and so you need to think about that.